What would I like to see in the new Friday the 13th? I've got two words for you. Elias Voorhees.
Lock your doors, bolt your windows, and turn off the lights. Make sure the kids are safe at home, cause you're headed to the Night Watch Zone.
Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be talking about Friday the 13th, and we've been spending some time talking about things that we want to see in the new movie, some thoughts that we have, some hopes, and so forth. Another thing that I would love to see either touched upon or full-blown part of the movie would be the character of Elias Voorhees, Jason's father. And I think it'd be really, really cool because it will add kind of a new layer to this franchise, but yet not move far outside of the mythology of what we've had in the previous 12 movies. And we've had references to Elias in different ways, whether it be, and I'll get to that in a second. But we've had references in different ways, in the movies and also in comic form and stuff like that. But I would love to see the character be in this new Friday 13th. That would be really, really cool. I've talked about before the idea of trying to find a way, and there's multiple ways it can be done. I won't get too much into that because we've done other videos on it, but having Pamela be a part of this new Friday the 13th movie, hopefully it'll be a trilogy, so therefore you could have a lot of things going on, arcing through 3 movies. But if we have Pamela involved, I think it'd be so cool to bring Elias in and his story, at least to some degree, because that's something that we haven't seen in a theatrical movie. It's been alluded to, and there could be a lot of things you could do with that. It really could bring a lot more weight to Pamela's character and obviously Jason as well. I think it'd be really, really interesting. The whole idea, and I might do a video where I talk more about these types of things, if you guys are interested in it. But Elias was going to be featured in Friday 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. That was the idea. The scenes were never filmed, but that was the idea. It just didn't happen. And I would have loved to have seen that even back then. I think that would have been really, really interesting to add, again, these new layers to a well-known franchise and a well-known mythology like Jason has with Crystal Lake and also Pamela Voorhees. Jason Goes to Hell, and we've talked about this movie quite a bit, the ups and downs of it, but it's the only reference to Elias in a film as a father figure. And so that's kind of interesting because I think Jason Goes to Hell had some things that did really well and some things that I wasn't a big fan of. And some of that was the way they kind of messed around with the mythology. But I do think having Elias mentioned was a good thing, that referenced him as the father. You have in that movie Diana, who's Jason's half-sister, and that was some kind of, I don't know. Sometimes I was on board with that, sometimes I wasn't. But anyways, Aaron Gray is amazing. But that doesn't directly identify Elias as the father. You know what I'm saying? But of course, we know from the first Friday the 13th, Pamela Voorhees indicated Jason was her only child. So that could make Elias the father of Diana with another woman, which goes into line with a lot of what had been said about him being abusive and a womanizer and so forth. So I guess what I'm saying is there's a lot of things they could mine for material if they bring in Elias as a character that definitely would give a lot of weight, with Pamela's character and obviously Jason. So I think it'd be really, really cool. I really, really do. There was a script for Part 3, an unused idea for Friday the 13th Part 3, where Elias made an appearance. He bought cemetery plots, one for Pamela and one for his son, and so forth and so forth. So a lot of different things that they toyed with in the franchise over the years, and obviously in other forms like comic form. And I think it'd be really cool if they go with it now. I think this is the time to do it. With this new movie, a big part of what's going on is you have to please the OG fans, someone like myself, but you also have to attract newer fans. And I think this is a way you could do it. If you look at Halloween and what they've been able to do in these first two movies, and presumably in Halloween Ends, they've been able to take this story of Michael Myers and Laurie Strode, and they've been able to expand it. What's going on in these movies is so much more layered than what we saw even in Halloween 78, and even in Halloween H2O. For better or for worse, I know there are some purists who think, maybe there's too much going on. And to some degree, I can understand that. For me, a lot of times less is more. But I have enjoyed, following these characters in these first two movies. And I think with Friday, you could do some similar things, and they've already laid the breadcrumbs for those things, in other words. So it's not a far reach to include Jason's father in this story, and to kind of, get an idea who he is, or maybe who he was, because Pamela, murders him, and that could be a great part of the movie too. So many possibilities, and I'm really, really hoping that as they're crafting this new movie, hopefully to be made into multiple movies, but I'm hoping that they take some of the things that is very familiar to the fans like myself, and also add these other layers, because there is a lot there. There's a lot to mine, and I think a lot of general fans, or people that aren't big fans of Friday, they probably wouldn't expect that. They probably don't think about that type of thing. They probably just think, okay, it'll be a camp and Jason killing people, yay. But there are a lot of other things that they could add to this movie to really make it something that's quite special, and to continue this thing that they've always done in Friday. They've always tried to tweak the formula a little bit, and I think sometimes, well, most times I think it worked. There are a few times it didn't really hit for most people, but I do think that it's not the same movie over and over again. So I'd like them to continue that and try to expand upon this mythology a bit. And this is something that would be very, very easy to do, because we've already had the breadcrumbs. But anyways, for you guys watching, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think it would be a good idea to bring Elias Voorhees into the Friday the 13th movie? Do you see that as something that would work? Are you excited about that possibility, or would you be against it? Let me know. And if you could give the video a like, that would help support the channel. I'd appreciate it. If you have not subscribed to the Night Watch Zone, what are you doing? This is the time to do it. Do it! We're having a lot of fun talking about these big possibilities for this movie that really looks like it's going to be coming very, very soon. And I'm really excited about that. So anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Night Watch. Peace.